That's not necessary to what the documents say, correct?
I mean, the documents and the anomalies and inconsistencies in different people's testimony, it's just in every area. The case is very weak. The forensic details, the medical details, the ballistics details, they all seem implausible and have been discredited in different ways. We found out just a year or two ago that a Secret Service agent came forward for the first time that was there and said that he took the bullet out of the back seat and put it on a stretcher in Parkland Hospital, and that's the supposed magic bullet. And the way that he describes the scene suggests that it must have been that it wasn't in Connolly's leg, and that the single bullet theory is not really plausible. But it already wasn't plausible because the bullet enters Kennedy's back at like the third thoracic vertebra and then exits at a higher point, which is above the necktie on his shirt. And that would have been about impossible because it was fired at a sharp downward angle. So if it was going to exit, it would have exited at a lower point, which would have been more like the bottom of the rib cage, really. So that part doesn't make any sense. Initially, the other trajectory of the magic bullet, that it goes in Kennedy's back, comes out of his neck, goes in Connolly's back, bursts out of his chest, goes into his wrist, goes all the way through his wrist, shatters his wrist, and then goes into his leg and then plops out in the hospital in perfect condition. I mean, this was so ludicrous. And additionally, you had witness after witness at the hospital in Dallas and also at the Naval Hospital where they did the autopsy, who said that there was a massive exit wound. I mean, presumably an exit wound, a massive wound in the back of Kennedy's head. And the photographs that we have don't show that. They show something else, which is very strange, which is contradicted by all these people who saw it. There's just a whole lot of evidence that Kennedy was shot from the front, not the back, and that the magic bullet is not tenable at all. And it just doesn't matter. They're just going to say, everything is fine.
Yeah. And if folks don't remember, I remember also, I believe the doctor re-transcribed his notes afterward onto fresh paper, because he said the paper he originally transcribed them on were covered in blood. And so we actually don't have like real-time notes from the medical staff. Is that correct?
That is correct. And Kennedy's personal physician had a death certificate, and he filled that out, and it seems to contradict the Warren Commission report in terms of where the bullets enter and such. But furthermore, he had tried to approach the House Select Committee in the 70s saying that he had evidence that would show that Kennedy was shot by more than one person. And the House Select Committee, the congressional committee that reinvestigated this in the 70s, was not interested in speaking with him, even though he was Kennedy's personal physician. He was there. He was the guy that wrote the death certificate. They suspect that he might have had a piece of his skull that came from the back of his head, and that somehow he had procured this, but it's unknown exactly what evidence he had. But he wanted to testify to this, and he didn't. And for the rest of his life, by the way, he was contacted annually. He had a visit from Secret Service people every year that would come and talk to him. So he was made to feel that that they were keeping an eye on him, and they did that for the rest of his life. So it's just one more case here of the dubious nature of the medical evidence in the documentary record.